Welcome back to another video. Today we are in the Great League Remix, and let's see what team we're rocking here today. Looks like we're going to be running the Lickitung with the Charjabug and Jellicent in the back here. We have a okay matchup here against his Clocksire. We don't really want it against our Charjabug for sure, and we kind of have a okay matchup with our Jellicent, so we're just going to stay in here because we don't really have two counters to this in the back. We're going to try our best to throw an optimal timing. They go for the Earthquake first. We tank it. We're going to have to probably tank another Earthquake here. Luckily, Lickitung is very tanky as a level 50. So we're going to be able to force him to throw at least one more move. They reveal that they have Earthquake. Do they have the Sludge Bomb or Stone Edge here? We're going to quickly find out because it is the cheaper of the two. Okay, so it looks like they have the Sludge Bomb Earthquake version. Now we're going to go and use our Jellicent here. Jellicent does get the farm drone, so that is huge for the program. We are going to be able to get to a Shadow Ball right here, forcing them to use a shield or big damage. We do get the big damage right there, and then we're going to immediately switch out into the Charjabug. This Charjabug gets met with a Poliwrath in the back right here, so this is going to be GG's for sure. Looks like either they left or they lagged. It looks like they left. They actually just quit, so they know that it's over. So Charjabug right here ended up being the Board breaker and really good for us in the back right here. Luckily they're low enough and we were able to farm it down with the Charjabug. Next game, let's see what we find here. It's kind of more balanced team with the Lickitung and Jellicent core and Charjabug kind of a safe swap, or you can think about it as double anti-fighters. So our opponent here switches out into the Steelix. This Steelix is running an interesting moveset. You can see that it's running the Thunder Fang fast move, doing super effective fast moves right here. Thunder Fang paired with what charge moves? Let's see. It ends up being the Crunch, so very interesting moveset right here. This Jellicent here, all its job is try to get this low enough so that Lickitung can either farm it down, but they end up shielding right here to keep their Steelix relatively healthy. This Steelix is going to be able to get to another move. They go for the Psychic Fang right here. So they are running the Thunder Fang, Psychic Fang, and Crunch version. We're going to go for this Body Slam right here to get it low into the red, and we are able to farm it down. And our opponent here is going to... so they switched to a normal type, and then we had switched to a Charjabug. They switched into their Jellicent right here. This Jellicent is running the Bubble version. All we have to do here is shield whatever. If this is a Bubble Beam, it might make it more interesting, but it looks like they only have... the Surf version, so this Charjabug is going to be able to power through this Jellicent really easily. And okay, it looks like potential another player that quit, another top left player. Okay, ends up being the Lickitung as well. So Lickitung in the back right here, unfortunately, is not going to be enough to take out our Charjabug and our own Lickitung, so this is going to be a GG, and they realize that, so that's why they quit. But it looks like we're gonna have to endure all of this because they did quit. So yeah, what I was saying earlier is you could view it as the Lickitung Jellicent core and then Charjabug as your safe swap, or you can have the Lickitung and two anti-fighters in the back. So those are two ways to think about this team. Pretty flexible and pretty good so far. All right, next game. Let's see what we find here. Let's see if we get a better lead. All right, so we get the Charjabug versus the Lickitung version. So this is kind of a neutral matchup here, depending on when we throw the move and who actually ends up shielding. We know that we can tank whatever move they're going to throw right here, so we don't have to worry about this first move. They revealed that they have the Discharge, so that's interesting. Discharge, we don't know the second move. We'll find out, I guess. Okay, they switch out into the Poliwrath right here. We're going to switch into a Charjabug. Charjabug is going to be able to do the fast move Pressure. We're going to tank this first Icy Wind right here. It does debuff us, but this is a Shadow Poliwrath here, so we don't have to worry about not being able to beat this. They do survive with a sliver of health, and it actually benefits us because we get the one extra Volt Switch right there. But our opponent does not allow us to get to another move. They go for the X-Surf or the KO. We're going to immediately go into our Lickitung right here. This Lickitung is going to be able to get a Body Slam off. This Body Slam will take it low. And they do invest a shield, so we have an interesting decision to make here. Do we shield here so that we could potentially get to another move? Or, okay, they actually end up switching out into their Wish Cache right here. We're going to pressure them and either get this last shield or do huge damage. We do get the last shield, and then we're going to switch into our Jellicent here. This Jellicent is going to be able to endure this Mud Bomb. This Mud Bomb, I don't know, what is that, like 10%, maybe 15%, something like that. And then they go for the Skull to look for the potential debuff. They do get the debuff right there, so maybe that comes into play. That forces us to go for this Shadow Ball. The Shadow Ball as a debuff, I don't know, did about 30%, something like that. And then we're going to allow them to take us out, and then we're going to switch into our Lickitung here. Make sure we farm up as much as possible. Go for this Body Slam. This Body Slam does take out this Charjabug, and then we're going to try to race to a Body Slam right here, and we are able to get to the Body Slam before they get to a move. So GG's to our opponent right there, able to win the game with the Lickitung to close it out. That shield that we had was very key because it was forcing them to basically farm up to 2 moves. So we were able to pressure them with our Lickitung right there. All right, next game. Let's see what we find. We're gonna be running the Lickitung into the Decidueye here. So Decidueye here is gonna be able to do some neutral fast moves and charge moves. We only have the fast move pressure, so we're gonna invest a shield here to either force them to switch out or get them to blown up. But they decide to switch out into this Skeledirge. This Skeledirge is gonna be able to get to a move. They go for the Shadow Ball right there to get our last shield. And now we have no choice but to go for some Surfs. We do go for the Surf to get it low enough, and we get the farm down. So that's as good as it's going to get with the Jellicent right there. So job well done by the Jellicent. We're going to go and continue the pressure with our Jellicent, going for the Surf. It is so low that we can basically get to 2 Surfs. At least we get 1 shield out of it. And we do get 2 shields out of it. And then because they decided to shield, we're going to combo play this. Take out this Decidueye with our Lickitung here with the Power Whip, which is only single resisted, and they reveal that they have a Shadow Ninetales in the back right there. So they decided to leave because we had 1 full Pokemon in the back, and we were probably going to get to that Body Slam with our Lickitung to do some chip damage. So GG's to our opponent right there. Next game, let's see. Here we go again. Charjabug versus this Lickitung. This is kind of a neutral matchup, so we're going to play it out. We don't really have a good counter to this in the back, especially not against with our Jellicent. So we're just gonna stay in. Already take it into the yellow. They decide to switch out into their own Lickitung here. So that is very interesting. They're gonna basically flip-flop our matchup here. They did get a little bit of energy advantage here, so that might come in clutch for them. We're gonna go into our Charjabug, going with our Discharge here. Nice timing by my opponent, throwing their move right before we get to ours. We're going to get to this Discharge here to do at least some chip damage, but they are going to be able to lick us down here. So looks like this Lickitung does outduel the opposing our Charjabug, and then we're going to take out this Lickitung here. This Charjabug does have a move, so they're going to throw the X-Scissor here. X-Scissor does a decent amount, and then we're going to go for this Body Slam right here. This Body Slam does get a shield from our opponent. Our opponent is going to be able to do some significant damage with their own Charjabug, as we are pretty weak to this Charjabug in the back. We're going to shield once. They revealed that they have the Discharge, so we're going to have to double shield because they did double up with the Discharge. And unfortunately for us, they had the exact same team as us, but out of order. Both of us have Jellicent in the back, and they decide to actually no shield that last move right there. So nice call by my opponent right here. This is all by GG's. Well done. We're going to get Shadow Balled right here, most likely. Yep. And then they're just going to be able to get to a move pretty easily. So GG's. I guess in hindsight, we should have been able to throw a move on that Lickitung. Check out this team if you haven't already, and let us know if you enjoyed the video.